Scars on the surface, but they deeper within. Every stitch is a chapter, every break is a win. From the pain we ascend, like the phoenix we rise. Scars podcast, where the truth never lies.
We're back with another episode of Scars. Today I got a special guest, my main man, Mr. R. Marcus Teller. What's going on, my brother?
Man. Good, man. Glad to be here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I am looking forward to sitting down with you and kind of giving everyone your story. This brother got an amazing story. But before we do anything, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm known for Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
I played Suge Knight.
And you even think about touching my money? Motherfucker, you know how it gets down.
I've been started in acting in 1998, and I started doing stunts in 2010. Then by 2014, I got my big break, and that was Straight Outta Compton, and I scared Dr. Dre. I got the part because I scared him half to death. Just studying his movements, how he walked, how he would react to people, how he would talk to people. If he, how his attitude was. If he thought he could punk a person.
Nah, I think you're gonna stay here for a while.
His whole mentality was get to point A to point B by any means necessary. I never viewed him as a bad guy in the movie or the villain. I said, this is a man that came from this and became this. Not like the scene where I'm going in the parking lot and somebody's in my spot. Oh, if that's my spot, I'm not gonna pistol whip the dude, but I'm gonna have a problem with you being in my spot. Just so happens he did it, in a violent way. But I would have a problem with somebody in my spot. I would definitely talk to the dude like, you get out of my spot before I call security. But this is, he's from the, Compton.
I don't think you're gonna say before I call security. I think even if it was you would be like, all right.
You need to, you need to get your ass out of there before you gonna have a problem, homie. I'm gonna stretch you out for real. Yeah, maybe. But like I said, that whole process, I just studied him for months, and then the time came for my auditions. I had 4 auditions. Had 4, and when I went to every audition, I was him. I had the red, I had the jewelry, I had the cigar, the way, his certain tilt. And, I was him. I just envisioned him. I was told by the director, F. Gary Gray, that I should become Method, become the character. So he said, no matter what, you are Suge Knight. You're not Marcus Taylor anymore. You're Suge Knight. No matter who comes up to you, you can say whatever you want to him. And I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. And the next day I saw Dr. Dre, and he come up, he said, hey, Marcus, how you doing? So I just looked at him. It's a pleasure. And I kept on walking. An hour later, I found out he was very angry. He went to the executives and he tried to get me fired because he had a flashback, apparently. That's what I found out. He had a flashback. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired. But then at the end of the day, Ice Cube and F. Gary Gray said, you're not getting fired. He just got a flashback. Apparently that scared him.
Wow.
So the next day I got a contract to be in Straight Outta Compton as Suge Knight. And the rest was history. Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the other stuff you played in?
Wow. I played Easto in Step Up High Water. That's on Stars. It's a TV series. I play a drug dealer, but also a loving father. And I do good things for my people. I love my people, but I was a drug dealer. And I go against Neo's character. And we kind of battle over a girl, and it gets crazy. at the end of that series. But that was a great time working with them. And I was in Baby Driver with Jamie Foxx. And I've done a lot of TV stuff: Blue Bloods, Person of Interest, Law and Order. Wow, a lot of different TV shows and some movies. And Steven Seagal films, I've done films with him. A lot of different people. My last film I did with Cynthia Rothrock and Richard Norton. They're martial arts actors, martial arts action heroes.
Okay.
We're in a Western called Black Creek.
Okay.
And that's coming out soon.
That was filmed in Arizona.
Yes. Filmed in Arizona.
With that film, when we did the contract for that film, we initially started with a non-speaking role. Yes. Like the character just didn't even have a name.
No.
So, you know, when we got the script over and you read it and we were on the phone, you was like, yo, I could kill this.
Yeah.
So when the table reading came up, Jay, bro, he read for someone else's part.
Billy Blanks.
Yeah. Billy Blank got the role.
Yeah.
It went from a non-speaking role to a main character role. And, you know, he went in and killed it, brother.
Yeah.
And I just kept getting calls, you know, about how amazing you were, you know, for that, brother. So I'm excited about, you know, things to come.
Oh yeah. It'll be coming out soon, and it's supposed to be on Netflix. So we'll see.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward for people to seeing that film.
Now you're from Jersey originally.
Plainfield, New Jersey.
Okay. Your dad was the mayor.
Yes,
right?
Was. Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your pop.
Well, my dad was originally born in Richmond, Virginia. He was in a gang, and my grandmother, his mother, said, "You got to go get out of Richmond." So he moved to Plainfield, where he excelled, became a letterman in 3 sports, was set to go to college on a free ride to a university. I forgot the name, but he was set to go to university. Then he got drafted in Vietnam, and winds up saving his platoon and getting 2 Purple Hearts, 1 Brown Star, and a Medal of Valor, and comes back from Vietnam a hero, and goes to school, gets his undergrad and his graduate from Rutgers University. Starts with city planning. Then he became a councilman, then the president of city council, then the mayor of Plainfield. And he was the mayor for 10 years. And he kind of put Plainfield on the map. He brought a lot of people to Plainfield. He just wanted people to help themselves. He loved people. He wanted to help people. And he did a lot of things for the city of Plainfield and the state of New Jersey. And he passed away in 2009, but he did a lot of great things in his life.
Okay.
So I'm proud of that.
How was it for you being the son of the mayor?
Oh man, that was tough. I used to get picked on. I got bullied. I got my ass whooped.
Really?
A lot. It's like, I hate your father. Boom.
Really?
Oh yeah. Spit in my face, threw dirt at me. Somebody pushed me off a roof when I was 5. Stuff like that. So yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot of stuff. I guess you would call it torture. I don't call it torture, but some would call it torture. But I came through, but it was tough. And the thing, when it comes to snitching, even when I was younger, I didn't snitch. I didn't say who beat me up, who did this. I just took it. I don't know why I took it. I just took it. And I didn't tell my father. But that made me tougher. You know, I dealt with adversity, and I just stuck with it and dealt with it. And,
wow.
Yeah.
And he was mayor for how long?
10 years, from 1984 to 1994. Yeah. He was the second Black mayor. The first one was Mayor Lattimore. But Mayor Lattimore did 2 years. My father finished Mayor Lattimore's term, then began his own term for 8 years. So it's 10 years altogether.
Wow.
Incredible time. Yeah, that was an incredible time. the 80s and the 90s. And he did a lot of great things for Plainfield.
So your house was the house to come to in Plainville, huh?
Yeah, it was. My parents are definitely activists. Yeah, my mother definitely, even in college, she did sit-ins and marches. My parents, they were in the Plainfield had riots in Plainfield in the 60s. So they had, when the North had their riots, Plainfield had riots too. So they were in that and trying to help people after the riots, trying to empower people of color to help themselves to be better people. And they did a good job. And it was tough at times because they weren't at home. I was home alone a lot, but they did the best they could, and they did a great job, I think.
So being picked on, you're kind of a big guy, brother. How was they picking on you when you were little?
I was short and fat.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was short and fat. Had man boobs and all that. I had titties. Oh yeah, had a big gut. I was like 5'2" for a while. I didn't grow at all for a minute, and I just got beat up. Some people just walk up and just punch me right in the face. I was just like, daggone.
That's a heck of a scar, man.
Yeah. And it's funny because I started martial arts when I was 5. And I guess even though I was studying, I was still afraid, and I think the first time I didn't hesitate was when I was in 5th grade. I was just tired of getting picked on. So I went to this school, this private school, Christian school, and I kept getting picked on a lot. And this one day I just didn't want to take it anymore. This guy named Chris, just kept picking on me. And I said, I'm not going to take it anymore. So one time he charged at me. I closed my eyes and did a spinning heel kick. I put him in the hospital. He was unconscious for a week. I closed my eyes and just did a spinning heel kick right to his jaw. I closed my eyes, so I just felt it. And he was knocked out. And I didn't get picked on after that.
Wow.
Yeah. Man. Of course, I got expelled from that school. But it's all right. It wasn't meant for me. So I went back to public school, and nobody really bothered me after that, after age 11. So between, I guess, 5 and 11, I got picked on. After that, I didn't get picked on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Man, being popular.
Yeah.
Dad's mayor.
I was never popular. I was like the quiet person. I had my own thing happening. Like, I was in my own world. Like, people was like, where'd you study acting? I've never studied acting. I watch movies and TV. The TV and the VCR was my brother and sister, and I just learned from watching, actors like James Earl Jones and Denzel and Wesley Snipes, even Red Fox, Richard Pryor. I would do accents, different accents like English or French accent or Russian accent, stuff like that. And I just learned from watching TV. And that was my world. So I was never bored.
Okay.
So when, even though my parents weren't around as much, I was cool because the TV, watching all these different wonderful shows and movies just made acting easier for me. So that's how I got to acting, from pretending.
And you also dealt with depression?
Oh, yeah. Since age 9. I think when my father actually became the mayor, that's when the depression started. And yeah, I guess things changed after that. And I was depressed. I had depression, panic attacks, bipolar, dyslexic. I was on the spectrum. So it was like, I had all these things, and I'm like, but back then we didn't talk about these things. Mm-hmm. And in the Black community, it was like, no, you're just lazy. but I didn't know I didn't know how to deal with what I was dealing with. So, from age 9 to age 23, I just dealt with what was coming at me the best I could. And I didn't realize until I was age 23 what I was dealing with. So when I found out what I was dealing with, I worked on to get better. And sometimes it's tough, but once you prepare yourself for me, I have to prepare myself early instead of waiting to the last minute.
Yeah.
And sometimes I give my chance. Like for an audition, I say, can I have a little bit extra time to audition? And they'll do that. So that's helped me. So yeah, I do the best I can, and fortunately things are working out.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I know that even when you travel, like there's certain things that has to happen. Like you have to be in a certain seat and everything else. But I didn't know that. That is for you to go through all that and still be able to do the things you're doing. That's amazing, brother.
Thank you, man.
That is truly amazing.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's and thinking about it now, just like my father did all these amazing things, and I used to say I'll never measure up to him, but I feel good the things that I've done so far, and I feel like I'm gaining to becoming like my father, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I see it. Like I see the light.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you. I'll call you, man, we talk.
Yeah.
But like I see the light. I see you kind of found that space.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It's
an exciting time. I'm looking forward to what's the future brings.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm gonna attack it, bro. I'm gonna kill all the roles, the future roles. I'm gonna kill them. Definitely.
Cool. One of the stories that that you were telling me about when you were a kid.
Yeah.
How your dad had a private phone.
Oh yeah.
And it was bugged.
Yeah. In the 80s, for some reason, black mayors were being indicted, and at the time, the FBI wanted to indict my father, and they used to bug the phones, and my father had his private line. So what I did, I would pick up the phone and hang up. Pick up the phone and hang up. I did it like 6 or 7 times. Then when I picked it up like the 7th time, there was somebody on the other line said, "Would you please stop that?" And then I hung up and I started laughing. It was hilarious, bro. It was hilarious. And I told my father, he started laughing. And then, FBI realized my father was an honest man, and he wasn't taking anything off, he wasn't on the take, or he didn't, take any extra funds. He was a good, honest man. And that's what he was doing. He was helping people, and he didn't steal from nobody, so FBI, well, they're funny, but it was a good, happy ending. But that was fun time when I did that for that, to the FBI. That was funny.
So now I truly understand why you don't like to be picked on.
No.
As an adult.
I have a zero tolerance.
Yes.
Zero.
How you're always like, hey, I was at the gym day, but I think I might be in a little trouble because this guy tried me at the gym. So now I understand.
Yeah.
They would get you as a kid, man.
Yeah. I have a zero tolerance.
Okay.
Nah, I don't play. I'm nice, but you try to invade my space is a problem. I'm gonna solve it.
What are you working on now?
Well, there's a certain script I've been reading, and
oh yeah, he's talking about the film, brother. Yes. So if you don't know, like I told y'all, he agreed to be the star on my next project. So I'm excited. I am excited. He just was in the office reading through it.
Yeah,
it's dope, and you're going to kill it.
Yeah,
it's going to be
really great. it's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this adventure. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm so excited, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't wait.
yeah,
Can't wait. Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
I did 5 movies recently. The last one, it was 1 comedy, 2 action thrillers, oh, and the Western. So is that 4? And another action. So that's gonna be interesting. And 2 movies came out. The Western, we did the premiere about 3 months ago, and the comedy, I forgot the names. I'm bad at names.
All good.
But
all
I'll
good.
definitely let people know when the time comes. I'll let you know.
All good. All
Yeah.
good. So how do you travel to LA for a lot of your projects?
Yeah. I go to LA and I go to Atlanta or wherever the location is. The last thing I did was Black Creek, the Western, with Cynthia Rothrock, and it was in Arizona, and it was an experience. And did a fight scene with her. That was awesome. So
Okay.
having some fun, bro. Having some fun on set.
So now that we're getting into a lot of your scars, brother.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about your first dating relationship.
I was 18, believe it or not. I was a late bloomer. And met a girl at a club, and we were cool. Then find out she cheats on me. And I found out at a club, the guy she was cheating on me with, I challenged him to a fight, but him and his friends tried to jump me. Big mistake. I put in some work on them. I mean, I got my teeth knocked out, but I won, and they didn't. So then we broke up. We got back together a year later, broke up. Same thing. On the 3rd time we tried it, she broke my heart. And I was like, that was the time I started hating women in a way.
Okay.
I was like, I became a dog after that. I became a dog because I was scarred. Like, you put love and energy, good energy into the relationship, and you expect somewhat of a return. And when you don't get that, and for me, I'm a romantic type of guy. Like, I'm not trying to be I wasn't trying to be a player with her. I was trying to be the best possible boyfriend I could be. And, that didn't work out, but that's okay. And then like I said, I became, a dog. And even then I got depressed from being a dog, like all these women. I'm like, nah, that's not me. That's not me. And then I just stopped that, and, and I started to focus on positive things. And then I think a year later, I met my wife, and we've been together 20 years.
Wow.
Marriage. Yeah. I met her, and 2 months later I proposed, and she said yes. And then 6-7 months later we got married. That was 20 years ago. Awesome.
Y'all dated for 2 months.
Yeah.
And you proposed
in 2 months. Yep. We met. It was October 4th. Then December 25th, I proposed. She said, yeah. 7 months after that, we got married, bro. Yeah. Great time. I'm cool. I think dealing with depression and bipolar and anxiety, growing up, I didn't know what it was. And then you're surrounded by negative people, and they see you and they're like, oh, you're just a lazy bum. You're just lazy. No, it's like, it's a chemical imbalance in your brain. And by the time I was 23, I went to a behavioral hospital. I said, I got to find out what's wrong and how do I fix it? And then I found out what the problem was and the symptoms. And I was diagnosed with depression, high anxiety, bipolar. So, and I was happy when I found out. And then you know, I find ways to cope. And one way to cope is breathing. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your stomach, and breathe. Breathe is life. And when you breathe, think of positive things. You know, if you have a bad thing, think of a positive thing to counteract that. And that's what I would do. I'm like, I may not have a job, but my last job was great. And that job comes out, that's going to give me more jobs. That was my positive, you know, to a negative. And then when something came out, I got more jobs. And so breathing, I think breathing for me was the best thing. And the relaxed, and we tense up but not even know it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And people, like a lot of people tense up and they're tight and tense and have tension and not even know it. Sometimes you got to just say, okay, relax, breathe, relax your body. Think of positive things, not negative things. Think of the pros, more pros than cons.
Okay.
And then when you do that, you proceed to, you know, do positive things. And that's what works for me.
Okay.
And the breathing and just think of more pros than cons. And that's how I get through it. You know, like even now, like sometimes, you know, it gets tough, but I just relax my body and I breathe and realize it's a disease. It's a chemical imbalance in your brain and you have to, you know, deal with. And that's what depression is.
Wow.
And in the Black community, it needs to be addressed. If I see a psychologist and I'd rather pay to talk to somebody that's not going to talk about me than talk to somebody else that say, hey, I got you, boo. I don't trust you. No. I'd rather, it's better to pay a psychologist to talk to somebody that doesn't have the expertise to help you. And I encourage that to everybody. If you feel you need to talk to somebody, try to find a good psychologist, a good doctor. Okay. And realize it's just a season. It's temporary. It's not permanent. It's temporary. But you got to find things to do to help you so you can be better permanently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that scar of stage fright. Where did it come from?
I've always had stage fright. I guess because I was like, every time I tried to do something, I would get laughed at or picked on. And so that was a big fear for me. Yeah, even I used to do these little plays at in school, and but I felt like I was always scared because every time I tried, people would laugh at me, or you know how kids are. You know, kids are kids, but that I carried that for years. To adulthood, I would be afraid to do public speaking, but then it came to a point where I felt I had to, go through it. It's like I'm afraid of heights, but I gotta go from point A to point B to get to C. It's like I gotta go to LA if I want to do films. Mm-hmm. I gotta go to Atlanta if I want to do films. You just gotta say, hey, say a prayer and then make yourself do it. And that's what I did. I willed myself to do it. And I said, only good things will come out of me pursuing what I want to pursue. And that's what happened. And that I stopped having stage fright. It just went away.
Okay. What are some of your scars from different film projects early
on? Well, the scars were not even so much working, it was trying to get work. Like Hollywood it's real emotional. It's all about feelings. And I just didn't want to kiss anybody's ass.
Okay.
I felt like my skills was enough. And I just wanted an opportunity. That's all I've ever wanted. I don't want anything else. I just want an opportunity. And I wasn't getting any in New York. So if they weren't going to give me it in New York, I'm going to go somewhere else. It's like no means go. If you're going to say no, I'm going to go somewhere else. So New York didn't want me, so I went to LA. In LA, that's how I got straight out of Compton. So, and then I came back home. I started to get work in New York. after I got work in LA, then they started hiring me in New York. So it took about 4 years really to get like the work I wanted. I just didn't give up. That's it. It's just like, if you don't give up, you will get what you want. It might take time, but if you just have this mindset, like nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me from progressing. Nothing's going to stop me from achieving my goal. And that's my mindset. Nobody's stopping me. That's it. It's inevitable. And that's my mentality now. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Are you staying out of trouble?
Yeah, man. I'm always out of trouble.
Yeah. There was some press.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I mean? Some hiccups.
Yeah.
But that is all past you though. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll get into it a little bit. At the height of everything, I was working a lot and I did a lot of traveling. And, I take things for depression, bipolar, and, like that. I take medication for that. And with all the traveling, I couldn't get my medication on time.
Okay.
And, just so happens the situations that I was dealing with is when I didn't take my medication.
Got you.
And yeah, but I did what I did. I didn't deny it. I did what I did.
Okay.
But I never started anything. I want to say that I didn't start anything. I was just minding my business. People, when they see me, either they're going to be nice to me or they're not. These people, they weren't nice.
Okay.
And I have a zero tolerance. I know. I mean, but it's a lot different now. I walk away now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I walk away because it's like putting somebody in the hospital ain't gonna help me. So it's only gonna hurt me. So easy way is just walk away.
That's good.
As long as you don't touch, we're good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm here if you ever need to talk. You get
No
upset.
doubt. Yeah.
You can call me.
I do that.
Yes, you do.
I do that. So
yes,
we good. See, see, I'm progressing.
Yes. You do call.
I call you. I was like, yo, I gotta talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's working out so far.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your mom.
Wow. Yeah, my mother, she was born in Vidalia, Georgia, but she was raised in Rahway, New Jersey, and she was the firstborn, and she was a social studies teacher, and then she progressed into school administration. She became a vice principal, then a principal.
Okay.
And she was vice principal of Eastside High School. That's when they did Lean on Me. She was a vice principal of Eastside High.
Okay.
And Kennedy High School as well. So yeah, she's been a school administrator for 35 years. She's retired now. And she's a great lady. And what I liked about my parents, how they interact, they were a team. They were a team, it's like they were partners in crime, they were a team. Like my mother wouldn't call my father Rick. She would call him Taylor by the last name. It was like dope, like OG style, my parents are OGs for real, and they if one person was down, they would lift each other up. And that's why me and my wife is so cool, because I look at them, and that's my template, and yeah.
So with everything you go through and you have dealt with and been through,
yeah,
where do you get the energy to keep going? Where does that come from?
That's the fun. It's fun getting up and hustling. I love it. I love the hustle. I love the hustle. I love when people say I can't do it. I love that. And when I do it, I put it in their faces. It's like, I got you. Then move on from that and do another goal. That's what I love. I love the energy. I love the hustle. I'm never gonna stop. I have this, like, you're not gonna stop me at all. It's a done deal. It's inevitable.
So because sometimes even when things are slow, you'll call me and say something like, I just got to get to LA.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Get me to LA, give me a hotel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a project.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. I get to work when I get there. And like in Atlanta too, I get stuff done. And that's what happens. I don't know. I haven't moved to LA permanently yet. I don't know if I ever will, but we'll see. We'll see.
You have a very loving
Yeah.
family, and the relationship with your mom, even when I was in the house, man, it's just, that is something that will always charge you up.
Oh yeah.
So that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Tell us about like some of your worst projects that you were involved with.
I ain't gonna say no names, but racism is real in Hollywood, and I've experienced it. I didn't dwell on it, and like lunch, and I have to have in the contract. It says I'm supposed to get this, but then they changed it, but everybody got their lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get mine, and they expect me to work on an empty stomach. I'm supposed to get lunch, and the contract says this.
Each day we'll get a call sheet, and that is the time he's scheduled to be on set for his scene.
Yeah.
But some directors and team feel like his whole day belonged to them.
Yeah.
So one of the examples, there was one film that he was on, and we flew his wife out there to be with him on set, so he has somebody spend time with when he isn't working, because it was like a 12-day, 14-day shoot.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we're going to fly her out.
Yeah.
So I get a call. They calling me, hey, where's Marcus? He's not scheduled to be on set till 3:00.
Yeah.
It's 11. He's having lunch.
Yeah.
No, we need him on set.
Yeah.
So I call him. He's like, Dave, not supposed to be there. He stops his lunch, heads to set just to sit in the trailer.
Yeah.
So then he calls me and says, they didn't need me on set.
Yeah.
They just did not want me to enjoy my day.
Yeah.
And that was just mind blowing that people could be that petty.
Yeah. Yeah. I got another experience where I'm supposed to get a place to stay, and then my former agent, they expect me to pay out of my pocket, and I'm like, hold up, I'm trying to get a place to stay, and you're not helping. You're supposed to help me it's supposed to be lined up for me to have a place to stay. And they didn't want to get me a place to stay. They expect me to be homeless and work. No. Seriously? You expect me to get my own place, and I'm out here, with no place to go, and I'm supposed to work? No, that's not cool.
And these films be having big budgets.
Exactly.
So there's money. They just...
Yeah. I fired him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a joke. But
that
was
the best thing for him, because he was going to make you go to LA on him. So I think it worked out for him.
It worked out. It really did.
Part ways.
Yeah.
And even when I wanted to go see him to tell him, he just was like, still looking to make sure you wasn't coming in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what they want me to do to them. They want me to be all, angry and violent, and, that's what they want, us to do. Okay. No, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to come out of character for you. Been there, done that. Learn from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's, when you look at, you going into acting, right? You were in a house where Your mom was an activist. Your dad was a politician.
Yeah.
You know, what made you go and say, I'm going to go in a completely different direction? Because you could have went into, you know, becoming a politician.
They kind of, I definitely did the whole different way. They wanted me to be an architect. You know, they have, you know, or a lawyer. I'm like, no. And that's like, for me, I wanted to perform, you know, that, you know, they didn't think that was going to work. Me, you know, being in the acting game. But I just said, once I get my opportunity, I'm going to show everybody, you know, but once I started getting work and, you know, it became a career, then they started supporting me, you know, but at first it was like, prove us wrong.
Oh, wow.
Prove us wrong. And I was like, okay, you know, and I was a professional fighter too. And it's like, when I told them I was going to do that too, they were like, a professional fighter? Really? You want to do that stuff? That's what I love to do. I love to perform. It's like, you know, like being in Rome, a gladiator. That was what I like to do. I like to perform. Just so happens that I was fighting. It's like, for me, fighting and performing, doing acting is the same thing. I'm performing. And that's what I love to do. That's my love. That's what I love to do. I love the arts. And it worked out for me. And then they looked at my success and they're like, okay, go work with them on that. So it worked out.
Have you ever got lost in the role and kind of didn't come out of character after the movie was over?
Nope.
No?
That's the thing. People thought like when Straight Outta Compton was finished, like, no, the whole process of Straight Outta Compton, I was him. But once it was wrapped, I was Marcus again. I had no problem getting out of it. But I scared people on that set. Just my presence scared them. My presence. It's not my presence. It's the presence I presented to them. That's what they wanted. I do what I'm told. So if you want that, you know what comes with it. Are you prepared for that? If you're prepared, then I'll do it. But don't come at me later. You told me what you want. I'm going to give you what you asked for. But after that, it's done. I'm over it. Yeah, I don't stay in character. Once it's over, it's done.
How did you prepare for the role? On Law and Order, you played like a violinist, or
oh yeah, the thing, he was a guy, a violinist. He's a very massive guy. So when you see him, you think, you know, he's this big monster guy. And he comes in violently, but he was drugged. He was drugged by his neighbor because he was playing violin, you know, at night. And so the guy drugged him so he would get away from, you know, the apartment building. But it was like people were judging a book by its cover. Okay. Not knowing he was this violinist that was really good, that just wanted to play violin, you know, and then people started to see, you know, the realness in him and the love of becoming a successful violinist. That's what it was. It was just, don't judge a book by its cover. That was it.
Did you have to take violin lessons?
Yes, 3 weeks, bro. 3 weeks of every day, 3 weeks straight.
Wow.
Every day, 5 days a week.
Can you play the violin?
Hell no, I forgot all that shit. I forgot all of that. But at the time, I played a couple of tunes, and like some of that was me. The beginning parts when I played was me, but the rest was somebody else. But okay. But I learned. Yeah, I did learn.
Being the face that people recognize.
Yeah.
Like, how do you navigate? Like, because I know you work out 2 times a day.
Oh yeah,
and bruh. Out and about. How do you stay out of trouble?
You know what's funny? Since the Straight Outta Compton and everything else after that, people recognize me every day, or at least a couple times a week. So they be like, yo, Suge, what's up, bro? How you doing? I'm Marcus, how you doing? Gotta take a picture. Yeah, man, come on in. Suge made me. So I'm never gonna be like, nah, man, my name is Marcus Taylor. No, I'm not gonna be a snob. I'm not gonna be like that. No. I'm like, you liked what I gave you. And I'm grateful that you give me love. That's what it is. You're giving me love, so I'm gonna give you love back. As long as you respect me. You know, if you're disrespectful, that's a different story. But if you come with love, I'm gonna give you love in return. So it's been a successful journey from that to now. And I'm always gonna be humble. Always gonna be humble for that. And grateful to be in that film, because that film made me. It began, you know, and the best is yet to come.
How is it dealing with the passing of your father?
Man, I didn't talk for a week when he died. The day of the funeral, I must have took 10 Xanax. I didn't want to feel any pain at all. I didn't want to feel nothing. And I didn't go to, you know how they have, what's it, the overpass?
Repass.
The repass. Yeah. I didn't go. I went to the gym. I went to the fighting gym, and I trained. So I went train for 3 hours, and then that week I didn't speak to anyone. I just was quiet. And, you know, and then I got out of it. I just jumped out of it, and I got my tattoo of my dad, and he's in a better place. I'll see him a long way from now, but I'll see him again. And he's with me. And, you know, I think of great things. I go back in time of the times, you know, he would, you know, play baseball with me or teach me how to throw a sky hook in basketball. The time we used to go to the movies and stuff like that, you know, good time. And I'm good with that.
So you're named after your father?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a junior.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the story behind your name, though?
Wow, yeah. My father was how I'm gonna say this. Martin Luther King's father, Martin Luther King Sr., aka Daddy King, my father was taking him to different places in New Jersey, and my mother got into labor in Elizabeth, and my father found out, and he's like, I gotta go to the hospital. And Daddy King said, I'm gonna go with you, son. And they came, and I was born, and my parents were arguing what to name me. My father wanted to name me Kwame Kenyatta, and my mother was arguing, no, I want him to be called Mark after my father. So Daddy King jumped in. Hey, you gonna name him Richard Marcus Taylor. So my parents didn't name me. Daddy King named me. So I was, you know, I mean, wow, Martin Luther King Sr. named me.
Wow. That
was awesome. That's awesome. So a great man named me. So I got to live up to that name. I'm gonna try to.
That's what's up. I want to thank you for stopping by on Scars, man, and sharing with us.
Yeah.
Learned a lot about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely appreciate you coming through, my brother.
Thank you, sir. For sure.
Listen, man. So looking forward to having you back when, you know, you have some other projects coming out.
Yeah, man.
So we can talk about it, you know, but I'm glad to see you shining.
Thanks, man.
You know?
Appreciate it.
Glad to see you shining.
Indeed.
Scars on the surface, but they deeper within. Every stitch is a chapter, every break is a win. From the pain we ascend, like the phoenix we rise. Scars podcast, where the truth never lies.